Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're talking about launching in the Beyblade X Stadium. So, I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about launch strats because it's not a standard stadium. A lot of people are just like, well, you know, there's no strats. You can't flower pattern, you know, no rush shoots or whatever. But I think it's there's a little more predictability than that. There's definitely things that you can do to change the way that the Beyblade sort of interacts with the stadium. So, I'm going to show you guys a couple different techniques from the left side and the right side that will get you different effects depending on, you know, which side you're playing on and whether or not you're going up against attack versus defense, and maybe some options for you. So obviously a launch is not going to guarantee you a 100% win rate, but sometimes it can help sort of increase the predictability and maybe get you better odds. Not always the case, but take it for what it's worth. Guys, feel free to practice these or, you know, try different other angles. I'd love to see other people uploading videos, sort of showcasing some different techniques. So the main thing that people are doing right now with attack is just straight up flat hard launching and hoping for the best. There's a couple issues with that. It can work, no doubt, but there is some risk to it. So we'll do a couple quick just straight up flat launches and sort of see what happens. So there's issue number one. And issue number two, which is why I don't recommend people flat launch. So what I've been doing for testing is an angled launch. So you start sort of from the, actually, let's increase this a little bit. So instead of just flat launching like this, what I've been doing is tilting forward like you would for a rush launch or a flower pattern, whatever you want to call it, and then rotating the launcher sort of perpendicular with this pocket in the corner here. So you're almost holding it like that. Now the same thing can be achieved with ripcord launchers. In fact, it might even be easier. So tilting forward and then towards the corner, same sort of thing. I'm just using a string launcher because it's easier to launch to pretty quickly for testing. But I may actually use the ripcord launcher for tournaments. But so again, so starting from flat, we're going to tilt forward and then we're going to rotate sort of perpendicular with this pocket. So the main thing with these launches is you are sort of losing that really big initial like gear catch, but you're essentially eliminating the opportunity for you to either self KO here or self KO in one of these pockets. So again, tilt forward perpendicular with that pocket. Still end up catching this gear rig, it's just a little bit later, so a little more delayed. The other one that we're going to be talking about is very similar, except you're going to be tilting backwards and you're going to be rotating more aggressive. So kind of like this. So almost towards the very back edge of this pocket and tilting backwards. Now, you guys may think that it's a very similar effect, but the difference is that your initial angle at which your Beyblade is sitting is going to be different. So if you're launching backwards, it's going to be sitting like this. If you're launching forward, it's going to be sitting like this. So depending on what you're going up against, you may want to change the angle at which you're sitting, so you're A, not exposing your ratchet, and B, you're sitting low enough to hopefully scoop under the other opponent's Beyblade and hit their ratchet. Maybe scoop them up, depending on if you're using upper attack or smash attack or whatever. So we'll do a couple quick test battles against Wizard. This is from the right side, and then we're going to switch to the left side, and I'm going to show you how much different it is because of how much further the Beyblade has to travel. So a couple close calls, sort of knocking Wizard into that pocket. Didn't quite make it though. Okay. So next we'll do the back launch. All right, so we're gonna move to the other side. Again, guys, this is not a guaranteed win. The reason why this side is different is because the distance that needs to be traveled in order to go all the way around is much longer than launching on this side potentially, especially if you're flat launching. So there's also different things that you can do. So launching forward like we were before, does sort of put you in the center. I would not recommend doing this forward tilt against attack versus attack because it's going to put you right there in the center. That's very risky. Maybe use that for stamina and defense, but what we're going to do if we're on the left side, attack versus attack, is we're going to tilt back, same as before, into an angle. So this is going to let us hug this corner right here, And it's going to keep us from ending up in that center pocket for a couple seconds. And then we're going to come around. This is going to be good attack versus attack because you're not exposed up here. So if somebody else has drawn sword and they're launching on this side and they're catching this gear strip and going in that loop where they just keep catching around, you're over here and you're safe. You don't have to worry about that. And then you're going to catch it, hopefully follow right behind them, depending on the timing, and you're just going to knock them straight out. I mean, obviously the timing matters, but at least you're not exposed for the first few seconds. So let's go ahead and do a couple battles on this side. We'll do the front tilt first. All right, and we'll do the back tilt real quick. That was beautiful. It's like as perfect as it could be. Alright guys, so you guys will see that this has been cut up a lot. So like I said, this is not a guarantee. I did a lot of missed launches. So this is definitely something that needs to be practiced. The back left launch up in this corner is probably the hardest one to do, but I think that's probably the safest attack versus attack. So if you guys want to try this out, let me know sort of what your results are and how consistent it is. For me, I feel like it's one of the more consistent sort of angles that I've been able to play with. So I appreciate you guys watching. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Leave a like for the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.